Guys, I was wrong and I can admit that. When people were saying that mass deportations would greatly affect farmers, I didn't actually think they were serious. They said that Americans were unwilling to do the jobs that immigrants do, and I didn't believe them. But this new video that I just saw proved me wrong.
It's just been harder and harder and harder to find those people to work.
Bethany Gotts owns Quay's farm in Mountain Home, but now with fewer workers, a lot of the manual labor is left up to her. She tells me she's tried hiring locally, but it's been difficult to find people willing to do the hard work.
Finding a legal American here that is going to work as hard as an immigrant is nearly impossible.
She even posted job openings on Facebook.
I had 7 people contact me about it, and when I sent them the description, I had no people respond.
I went ahead and found the job listing. She's offering $2,000 to $3,000 a month for full-time manual labor on a farm.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields. You know what? My mother was the first generation on her mother's side not to be brought up on a plantation. Not to be brought up on a plantation. That's what I said. My grandfather had a 3rd grade education, but he left my mama 2 houses, property in the bank, property and money in the bank, with a 3rd grade education. And guess what? He worked in fields. My great-grandmother worked in fields and cut that cane just like a man. You hear me? And if you think that Eddie Lewis and Victoria C. Jones and all the rest of my ancestors bust their tail in them fields for us to go back to the fields, absolutely not.
It's just been harder and harder and harder to find those people to work.
Bethany Gotts owns Quay's farm in Mountain Home, but now with fewer workers, a lot of the manual labor is left up to her. She tells me she's tried hiring locally, but it's been difficult to find people willing to do the hard work.
Finding a legal American here that is going to work as hard as an immigrant is nearly impossible.
She even posted job openings on Facebook.
I had 7 people contact me about it, and when I sent them the description, I had no people respond.
She says hiring undocumented workers is not an option, with serious risks for both sides.
One, you're going to get fined. You have unfortunately, an employee living in fear. They could get picked up at any moment, and then you're without an employee.
To keep her farm running, Gotts is hiring high schoolers and is now looking into the federal H-2A visa program.
I have endeavored to spend $200,000 to build a small worker housing so that I can get H-2 workers next year.
Gotts hopes for long-term solutions that support both farmers and workers.
The misnomer that farmers exploit immigrants is just so sad to me because, like I said, my friends and neighbors, we love our workers.
So I want to talk about this article really quick because it's all starting to make so much sense right now. This author and journalist was having lunch with friends. There was a white guy and he's married to a black lady, and they were talking politics. And he says that farmers weren't worried about Trump deporting migrants because, wait for it, they thought because unemployment was so high for black people that these black people would run back to the fields and do the jobs that the migrants were doing when they got deported. So she asked, where'd you get that information from? White farmer TikTok or MAGA Facebook memes? Where'd you get this information from? And her and the wife basically started giving him information, letting him know unemployment is only 6.8% for African Americans, and 93% of black people are currently working. Got so caught up in what they were hearing at Fox News and other places, thinking black jobs, immigrants are taking black jobs, that they just assumed they'd get rid of the immigrants and black people would take the immigrants' jobs. Sir, our ancestors did not march, die, and fight for civil rights so we could go back to the fields? What? But shout out to the Latino immigrant population that have mastered that labor with skill and stamina. This country doesn't even appreciate it enough. Oh, and by the way, when they do try to hire Americans, black or white, to do those jobs, most of them don't even last half a day. They just ghost them without even picking up their paychecks. True story. So y'all, tell me, Do you really believe that they thought black people were planning to replace immigrants in that labor force if they got deported? Because I need to know who was smoking that logic.
Alaska is on the brink of bankruptcy, although it seems that they have found a little band-aid to put on their self-inflicted gashing wound by choosing and supporting mass deportations, which hurts their farms because it takes away the migrant workers who, instead of waiting for ICE agents to go and round them up and jam-pack them into some of those private prisons like Core Civic and continue to enrich the billionaires while they lose while the farmers lose their workers, the migrants decided to self-deport to places where they can be and be okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trusting that you're all doing well today, and welcome to yet another episode. So, on this channel, we get to brainstorm together and we get to navigate and see what's going on in our surrounding, in our world. So, ladies and gentlemen, you remember early this year, there was mass deportation of the non-America has their constitution and people who are involved who are calling it. So, a lot of people were either self-deporting themselves because they didn't want to, experience that rough patch again. But today, that is not the top of discussion. Today, we are going to be looking into people, especially the farmers in the USA. Like, there's a lot going on right now. And agriculture is one of the major fields that brings food and work and all that. So in this video, you'll realize, or rather you will see, there is a farmer lady who is actually saying that since the mass deportation and all that, she's actually lost a lot in the farm. And she also went ahead and advertised the jobs on Facebook, and literally nobody contacted her. And she is asking a lot of questions right now. She's really frustrated because normally you know how the thing goes. So back then, during the slavery period and all that, you'll realize that some of the works, not all the works in the United States of America, were meant for black people. Mostly black people used to work either as house helps or just in the farms, and that has been the norm. And right now, everyone is asking themselves, okay, fine, the black people, or rather the black communities who are working in the farm, they were not even they didn't have maybe their certifications to stay in the United States of America, and then maybe some of them were deported, some of them were also deported illegally, some of them deported themselves because they didn't want to experience the brutality of the ICE and all. So these farmers were left without no choice, and they're just coming to realization that now these people, they don't want to work for them. They don't want to, because if a black person can work on a farm, why can't maybe a white person also be willing to offer that kind of service? And everyone is outraged. Everyone is just really mad because I feel like it's a norm. It's something that people really normalized, that this kind of work belong to the black people. Rather, they normalized that this kind of work belong to the black people, and yet we cannot do it. So right now, everyone is waking up. Everyone is asking themselves, oh my God, these people, the black communities, had a lot to offer for this country. They literally built this country, and nobody's getting it right now because farmers in Nebraska, farmers in Colorado, everyone is just so scared because they cannot find workers. The farm produce are just going on waste and all that, and everybody cannot get it. But you know what, I feel like it's just that high time, because you find some people just working. I'm not saying working in a farm is not a bad thing, because there are people who have gone to school, they've done agriculture, they know to sample the soil, they know what crop suits that particular soil and all that. But I feel like it's just high time that we also accept that it's not each and every black person who is just willingly, like they're just there, just waiting for you to come and beg them to work for their farms and all that. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're new here, my name is Yvonne and you are welcome to being part of my online family. Please, please, please guys, subscribe to this channel. This is the only way you can support me to be bringing you this type of content. And also leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think about this particular subject. Let me know what you think about the general working condition of the farmers in the USA. Do you think there's something that can be done so that everything can just rise up alternatively, because everyone literally is depending on agriculture. Without agriculture we can't have like healthy foods and all that. So guys, until next time.